we're going to be thinking about what strategies we can use to add two two-digit numbers, Jayden. So here I've got a calculation. What does that calculation say?
25 add 22.
Let's use our bundles of straws. So if I want to make 25, how many bundles of 10 do I need? Ellis?
2.
2, because 2 lots of 10 is
20.
20. So I've got 2 lots of 10. When we introduce the idea of place value, I think the straws are important so that they're getting the understanding that that is a bundle, it represents 10, and then you've got your single straws. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I've got, how many in 22? How many in 22? How many 10s in 22? Rossi?
2.
2 lots of 10. 10, 20. So I've got 2 lots of 10 in 22. How many ones? How many ones, Kenzie? In 22. 2. 1, 2. Okay, so now I've got all of my 10s together. How many 10s have I got all together? Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 lots of 10. Now Finley was counting in 10s, so we've got 10, 20 all together. 10, 20, 30, 40. Then I've got 41, 42, 43, 40. So going through the process with straws, I think is a very important one. Brilliant. So what we did is we partitioned 25 and 22. Then we added the 10s together and the 2s together so that we could find our total. 20. What we're actually doing is the children are actually physically bundling the 10s together.
And we've got some ones over there as well, haven't we, to count up?
They're going through that process that represents 10.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. So,
60.
good girl. Wonderful.
But we've not got straws. What do you think I can use these for? They're blocks, but how many? Just count. I think the Dean's apparatus is a step on from that. So even though it's got the 10 cubed, because it is one solid thing, I think that's why it's important to go through the counting of the 10 parts of it. So what do you think these represent?
This is 10 of these, but they're all stuck together.
So what do these represent?
10.
10. So if I've got 2 blocks, how many have I got?
20.
If I had 3 blocks...
They're really seeing that that one green stick represents 10.
Because they all represent 10. So I've got 4 lots of 10. So they're a bit like, they're just like our bundles of straws that represent 10. So what do you think one of these represents? 1. So how are we going to use these? So we're going to have a go at using these now to help us with our partitioning and our calculating. Okay, so we're going to do the first one together, and I have got 25 add 42. So I'm going to write that up here. 25 add 42. I want you to get the counting equipment to make 25 add 42.
I wanted to use partitioning into 10s and 1s, looking at how we add the 10s digits and then we add the 1s digits together to make them easier to add.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Deans obviously will be easier for them to manipulate when they start working with bigger numbers.
So can you put all of your 10s together, please? How many 10s have you got?
6.
You've got 6 10s, which is 60. Okay. Now what are you going to do? Well done, Finley. Now I'm going to add my 1s together.
7.
Okay, so I've got 6 10s, which is 60. And let's see if everybody's got the same number.
7.
So how much have we got altogether? We've got 6 10s, which is 60, and 7 1s, which is
67.
7. Brilliant. Excellent. Okay. 67. Right. I'd like you to do that one, please.
I got the easy one.
That one. Now put your 10s together. Good girl. Have you got 30 Lucy, you're going to do this one now. 43 add 19. 43 add 19.
43.
So first of all, think about what numbers you're going to get. Which do you add together? When you've got your numbers, you add your multiples of 10. Then you add your ones. Thank you, Ellis.
9.
So you need to put how many more to make 10?
I have to swap them.
You had to swap some. How many did you swap?
10.
10. So you swap 10 ones for one.
Whole 10.
Brilliant. I like the whole 10. That's really good. Well done. So all we've done is we've swapped the 10 ones for one of the 10. That's really good. Well done. Should we try another one?
I think representations are absolutely crucial for children to develop their mathematical understanding. I think they need a range of representations, but you need to introduce them slowly. So they need to explore a particular representation and then perhaps introduce a new one rather than throw deans and straws and bead strings at them. Eventually, if we get it right in the early years, then they can start to make choices about what they use, but also we can start to move them on so that they're not relying on the equipment.